One of the incredible things about the guitar, and particularly the acoustic guitar, is this tremendous resonance that comes from the body of the guitar, the open strings that lend themselves to what are called pedal tones. Pedal tone, pedal point, pedal tone, is a sustained or repeated note over which other chords or other notes change. The sound can be hypnotic, ethereal, almost trance-like, and it'll give you a ton of ideas for your own songs. We're going to play some pedal tones using major scales, and then we're going to look at some ways that you can use this stuff in your own songs. Alright, so let's play a G chord. We're going to play a G major scale, which is G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. If we play the G chord, you'll notice that these three strings, second, third, and fourth, are open. We're going to use these notes as pedal tones, and we're going to play the G major scale over them. Third fret, sixth string. Third string, we're going to play open, and we're going to alternate these two notes. So we're going to sixth string and third string. The thumb, which we're going to call P, is playing the sixth string. The middle finger, which we'll call M, is playing the third string. So get used to this pattern. When you start to feel comfortable with it, we're going to move our way up the fretboard. So we're going to play a G here, third fret. We're going to then go to the fifth fret, that's an A. We're going to go to the seventh fret, that's a B. We're going to go to the eighth fret, that's a C. We go to the 10th fret, that's a D. We're going to go to the 12th fret, that's the E. 14th fret, that's the F sharp. And then we're going to go to the G. Alright, next exercise we're going to go to the second and third strings, and we're going to basically do the same thing. This is what it's going to sound like. So here, the open string is going to be the second string, and we're going to move our way up the third string. So the second string that's open is a B. Our pedal tone would be B. So we're going to play a major scale up the third string. So we start out G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Or 0, 2, 4th fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret, 11th fret, 12th fret. Again, just P and M. P for thumb, M for middle finger. We're going to move back down to the 6th string, the 5th string, and the 4th string. This is what it's going to sound like. So the fingers are playing these positions. We start out here with the first position here, we're doing a G. Right? And this is a G and a B. Then we're moving up. We're going to do an A and a C. So this is the 5th fret and the 3rd fret. Then we're going to move up to the 7th fret and the 5th fret. 8th fret and 7th fret. 10th fret, 9th fret. 12th fret, 10th fret. 14th fret, 12th fret. And 15th fret, 14th fret. So the pattern that I'm playing on the right hand is going to be 6, 4, 5, 4. All right, moving on to the next set of strings, the 5th string, the 4th string, and the 3rd string. This is what this is going to sound like. We're going to play P, I, M, thumb, index, middle on the right hand. On the left hand, the pedal this time is going to be the third string we're playing open, and we're going to be moving up the notes on the fourth and fifth strings together, just like we did in the last exercise. It's just a different set of strings. So the first position looks like this, second fret, and then the other strings are open. Moving on here, the third fret, fifth string, and the second fret, fourth string. Then we're going to move up here to fifth and fourth. This is all in the tablature, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this part. So, and again, it's going to sound like 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2. So I'm counting in triplets, but it's less about the rhythm. It's more about giving you a taste of what's possible here using pedal tones. The pedal tone here is G, and I'm showing you positions, so we're learning a major scale in different places. These are different notes of the G major scale. You may ask, why are we playing it up the string? Why aren't we learning scales like this? So that's a G major scale. Why are we not learning it that way? We're not doing that because this is more about pedal tones and about our songwriting. And I have found that when you learn how to play the notes up the string, it is more conducive to giving you ideas to play songs. Or at least it's a different way that may give you ideas when you're stuck trying to write songs. You'll see in some of the examples how this comes into play. Next set of strings is second, third, and fourth, and the exercise is going to look like this. So here we're going to play the fourth and second strings at the same time. The fourth with the thumb, the second with the middle. Okay? Then we're going to play the index finger, or I, is going to play the third string. So here, the third string is going to be the pedal tone. So you'll hear every position that changes, that third string is basically going to stay the same. So first position here, open. Then we're going to play this part, which is the second and first finger. It looks like the top of a C chord, right? We're going to move this up to fourth and third strings. Then we're going to move this up to the fifth fret, seventh fret, and we've got the ninth fret and the eighth fret here, 10th fret and 12th fret. Now this one, like all the others, you can mix this exercise up. You can change the order. Or you can change the finger pattern. All right, next set of strings we're going to do a 6, 4, 3, 4. So get used to that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we're going to work our way up the fretboard on the 6th and 3rd strings, while that D, that 4th string, we're keeping it open. So that's going to look like this. The 3rd fret and the 4th fret. And we've got the 5th fret for both of these notes. Again, 6th string and 3rd string are being fingered there. We're going to move up to the 7th fret. Then we're going to move up here to 8th and 9th, 10th and 11th. We're going to slide into 12th fret here, 14th fret here. And then we have, and again, and this is the 15th fret. And you can change this, you can take fragments of it. They're all things that may give you ideas for songs. So if you go But let's look at some examples now that you can apply to your own songs. I have a song called Test of Time. Let's start with talking about the top strings and having some of those strings ring out while you move chords. So the song goes like this. So here, the reason why you're hearing this kind of ringing sound, and I think it sounds really cool, ethereal, is because, again, some of these notes are being left open while I move the chords across them. So I'm playing a G here, then I'm playing an E minor, and then I'm playing a D. And these notes, they've been the same the whole time. These are our pedal tones on the first string and the third string. So you can try doing, let's take a C chord, and then let's slide it up to a D and play the same thing. Now I know I'm not showing you all of the finger patterns and everything. I'm trying to give you a high level, a picture of this to give you a taste of what's possible when you sit down and play and you want to write some songs and try something a little different. Now in that song, Test of Time, I actually have one part where I go C, A minor, B flat. But I'm still keeping this first and third string open. So it creates a very certain feeling to it. And the last chord is kind of dissonant in some ways. But I think that creates a feeling in itself. I have another song called From the Beginning to the End. Let's talk about the bass notes and making the bass note the pedal. So what's going on there? I'm playing a low E. And you'll notice I keep playing that note. So I'm alternating the bass note with another note. That's all in E pedal. This low E is happening. E, G sharp, B, G sharp, right? So basically the pedal there is the low E. And then I'm going to an A. And then I'm going to a B7. But I think it sounds way more interesting than if I just strum this. Right? And actually, the melody actually follows that line. So I'm actually going, at some point the tears will stop, illusions gone, the veil will drop. So the melody is following the musical line, and this is something you can also do in songs. It's not specific to just pedal tones, and I think it's a really cool tactic. It's not even a tactic, it's just something you can do when you're writing. You hear it on songs like She's a Rainbow, da 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 da. You hear the music playing it on the piano, but you hear the voice also singing it, and I think that can be particularly effective. The other thing that you can do is drop detuning. Here I'm going to take the standard tuning of the guitar, we're going to drop down this E to a D. And then you have a 6-string D, you have a 4-string D. Now play a D chord. You hear this resonance? This to me sounds like the beginning of Pink Moon by Nick Drake. You can alternate this bass that you have and you take advantage of that, right? So you see the 6th string, you have the 4th string, and then now the 2nd string I'm fingering a D. This note is D. What if I just alternated those notes? Look how this sounds. So this kind of just rings out. And then when you get comfortable with that, you can speed it up, slow it down. You can start to throw in some other notes. Right? You can also try changing up the chords. So you hear this tremendous resonance, and it's a very different effect when you have that bass note that continues throughout, but you have the chords changing over it. There's a song by Radiohead called Optimistic. And they use, I'm pretty sure they use a drop D tuning, and it goes something like this. You hear how powerful that sounds with this low D, and it's ringing out throughout as these other chords change over it. The other part of the song also uses open strings and the bass D, so it really kind of gets kind of wild. Hear how this rings out. This can have a very kind of wild, interesting, otherworldly effect. And here it's all because we've tuned down this E to a D, and now we've made use of the open strings on the guitar. And again, the incredible resonance that comes, particularly on the acoustic guitar. This can be a really cool way to write songs, to get ideas. Obviously, it's going to change the fingering, and with that, people use open tunings. For pedal tones, I mean, if you play an open D tuning, an open C tuning, a lot of the standard tunings like that are open, basically you're changing the tuning of the guitar to simulate playing the chord without fingering anything. So let me show you what that looks like. We've got now a drop D. If you remember, we dropped the E down on the 6th string to a D. If we look at the other strings here, we've got now D, A, D. The other strings are G, B, and E. What we're going to do is tune down this 3rd string on G. We're going to tune that down to an F sharp. The B, we're going to tune down to an A. The E up top, we're going to tune this down to a D. I can still play major scales. We're not going to get into the fingerings, but I'll just show you. And then if you play normal chords, they're obviously going to all sound different. But you could try playing an E chord, play it open, strum it, then play an E chord. You'll notice it sounds very different. Now what I like to do is I like to choose a finger pattern. And I like to play a couple different voicings and really get something kind of like meditative going. I wrote a song and it goes like this called Spirit Prayer, but the part goes. And if you play around with the open tunings, there's also lots of fingerings in there as well. So this can be a really, really nice way to explore, and I actually think in a strange way you can explore yourself through open tunings, because I think when you start repeating something again and again, and this vibration comes about, it sinks into your body, your mind, you start to forget the world and you start to tune into yourself. I encourage you to try out these exercises, try a drop D tuning, try open tuning, and see where it leads you, you know. Just remember, this is about you. This is about exploring you. So I'm just giving you some tools that have helped me, and where you will go with it is really what is going to be interesting, because no one person is going to do the same thing as another. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do come up with something really cool, please share it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And if you made it this far, please consider hitting like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you in the next one.